Hi, Shaun.
Hi there.
Good lad. So on today's show, we've got Adam Pearson coming on. Adam is a man off the TV. He's been on such shows as The Undateables, and he was on a film with Scarlett Johansson called Under the Skin. He's also done many documentaries about prejudice and living with disabilities and things like that. We had a quality chat with him, didn't we, Shaun?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was excellent. Nice chat, nice guy. We speak about some wrestling, and we're also about his life. So please welcome and enjoy our show with Mr. Adam Pearson. Computer. Right, Shaun. So another Wednesday record, eh? Me and you. It's Tuesday actually we're recording. Wednesday it's getting released. But we've got Adam Pearson coming on today, yeah? In about 5 minutes, he's gonna join us for a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah? Now, can you remember who Adam Pearson was when we've discussed it, mate?
He's famous off the TV.
It does, yeah, he's an actor, but he also does like the behind the scenes stuff as well. Like I think he does directing and things like that. But he also suffers with something called neurofibromatosis. Yeah, neurofibromatosis. I think I'm saying it right. I'm not a doctor, but we might just refer to it as NF1. So if you say NF1, Shaun, that's what it means. Neurofibromatosis. Now it's something he and his brother both have, but it manifests very differently in both of them. I think, well, he'll explain it a bit better, but I think he had an accident when he was younger and he banged his head, and then that never healed. And he's here now, Shaun. Yeah. So are you ready? Are you sure? Okay. Yeah. So make sure when he comes on, make sure you say hello and everything. Yeah. Big things, mate. Big things. We have admitted him. He's eating his dinner. We've admitted him too soon.
Mm-hmm.
He's got cake, Shaun. That looked really nice, that I do.
Swiss roll. It's the best cake in the world.
Delicious. Are you all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. Really good. All caught up on Raw and Elimination Chamber.
We haven't watched Raw. We did watch it this morning, didn't we, Shaun, before school? Yeah. Before we start, though, can we just put a little bit of respect on your name? You are Adam Pearson. You have been in such things like Under the Skin, and that was with Scarlett Johansson, I believe.
Yep, correct.
Yep. The Undateables, you've been involved in all 5 seasons, starting season 1, and then was like the behind-the-scenes geezer in all the others.
I was never on season 1. I've been behind the scenes on the first 6 series.
Oh, is that right? I thought you was on it for some weird reason. And then you did documentaries.
My girlfriend would not have been happy if I'd have been on.
Your girlfriend would have not been happy. Perfect, mate.
I'm single. Yeah.
It is. My girlfriend told me that you'd been on it, but she has seen you on the telly.
Yeah, I'm on a lot of things. People get confused with what I've been on.
She's a massive fan. And but then you've also done Beauty and the Beast, The Ugly Face of Prejudice. Was that one of your documentaries? And then you've been on Question Time, Celebrity Mastermind, Tricks of the Restaurant Trade.
Yeah.
This Morning, Eggheads, Ugly Face of Disability, and Hate Crime.
Yeah.
Amongst many other things, but I couldn't write any more down because my hand started hurting. You've been on that much.
I apologise.
That's all right, mate. That's pure legendary. That's absolute quality. But I mean, how did all that get started for you?
After I left uni, I did a gap year just to sort of like chill out a bit, get my head together, and get some experience in the real world of work. I think there's an arrogance that exists to graduates where they have a degree and they think they know it all, and you've got to break them down and retrain them again. So I thought I'll do that in a lower pressure environment.
Okay.
And then I applied to work in radio. It didn't work out, and they put me in TV commissioning.
Well, that worked out, didn't it?
That's where all the really important people are. So I was like, right, crack on. Every single person important here, I'm going to get coffee with them before my contract runs out, and they're going to like me. Whether they care, whether they want to or not, they will like me.
Well, that seems to have worked out well for you.
I've done all right.
You've done all right, mate. You've done better than all right, I would say.
I'm the right amount of godly and funny where I've made it work.
Yeah. And you're only 36 years old, is that right?
Correct.
So you're younger than me and have achieved way more than I have. So perfect.
I don't know. It's all relative what we achieve, and it depends on how you measure it, etc.
I suppose. But yeah. Well, I'm Stuart, by the way, and that in the top corner is Shaun.
Hey, Shaun.
And
Hi.
and we are the Dads and Lads podcast. Now, I don't know if you've listened or anything, but we are grateful that you come on. Now, the reason why we started the podcast and how it's evolved, we only started about 6 months ago during lockdown. Shaun knew I was listening to Rogan and Gorilla Position and things like that. And he said, can we do a podcast? And he wanted to interview all like rap stars and people off the telly and stuff like that. And I wanted to prove and show him that no matter his disability or anything, he can achieve anything he wants if he works hard. And I wanted to raise awareness for kids like Shaun, really, that are struggling, but they might be struggling academically, but creatively they can do anything. And what happens at school, although it is important, it's not the most important thing, even though they whack a load of pressure on him. But you know, I don't want anybody to feel like that they failed because they get some arbitrary number at school when that's only just the start.
Yeah, no, I agree. High school's a weird Darwinian existence, and it also, that way of learning isn't indicative of how you learn in the real world. I'm not a big fan of teaching by authority or learning by submission.
Yeah.
Oh, this is true because Mrs. Smith said so. I'm like, or is it true because that's just how numbers work?
Yeah, and it's just like it's just an exercise in how well you can remember things.
Yeah, it's an exercise in recall and playing the game.
So Shaun was always gonna struggle at that because of the things that happen in his brain that make it difficult and maybe impossible for him to remember how to work out the area of a circle and equilateral triangles and everything for a 2-hour exam.
Yeah.
So we're going to be more creative, aren't we, Shaun, and work with our hands. He gets a bit shy as well sometimes, but once we get onto the wrestling, I reckon he'll loosen up. But there was a few things that I wanted to you probably get asked these things all the time, but for people that don't know, I would like to ask, if you don't want to answer them, that's fine. But it's not really questions. It's just, you have neurofibromatosis. Have I said that right? NF1.
Well done, you. Check you out. Like, yeah, that's a solid 10 out of 10. The amount of people that pulls that up.
No, mate. It's all I've done all days walk around the house saying it.
Oh well, you should have wasted your morning.
For people that don't know, what is it and how does it affect you and your brother differently? Because you were both born with it, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Neurofibromatosis is a genetic condition, so it affects the 17th chromosome of the human genome. And there's no one size fits all to this condition or to any condition.
Yeah.
There's that really famous saying, if you've met a disabled person, you've met a disabled person. And the way it's characterized is that your nerves, in the same way that electrical cables are wrapped in plastic, your nerves are wrapped in cells called Schwann cells. And it causes these cells to grow exponentially, causing non-cancerous tumors called fibromas to grow on your nerve endings. And they can occur anywhere where your central nervous system exists. Most of mine are on my face and upper torso. I've got a little one on my hand. I don't know why I'm doing that on a bloody podcast. Audio medium, people. Audio medium, but still holding my hand up to a webcam because I'm good at my job.
Don't worry. We're going to put it on YouTube as well so everyone will see.
are amazing, then I won't show you the one on my arse. And for legal reasons, mate, legal reasons. And with Neil, it affects his short-term memory, so it's affected him really differently. And
Yeah.
so it just shows how complicated but wonderful and chaotic genetics can be. That you have the genotype, your genes themselves, and then the phenotype, the way those genes choose to manifest themselves in all their chaotic glory.
Yeah, that is mad that how it's so different. And you twins, aren't you?
We're identical twins.
Identical
Absolutely.
twins, but then it doesn't affect you identically, which is very strange,
again,
but also wonderful.
Oh yeah, again, the beautiful chaos is genetics, and he's great. We're both quite competitive, so.
Are you winning?
Well, again, it depends what you mean by winning. He has like the proper stable job to kind of have that, and then I've got all these weird things like celebrity masterminds that I won, and all these weird trophies and achievements that a lot of people, they don't really matter, but for me are quite a big deal.
They are
And
a big deal.
And then there's the Scarlett Johansson flex that you can always make and what have you. But everyone does their own thing and lives their life differently. And as long as you're not hurting anyone and you leave the world a better place than when you arrived, good for you. You do you, is what I say.
Yeah, that's quality. And you're also a bit of an anti-bullying campaigner, I've noticed. You like to get involved, which is good, because bullying, I worry about bullying all the time where Shaun's concerned. I was bullied at school. I was bullied at my first job, and that's with Shaun now 16, is in his last year at school, and him going out into the world. That's like my biggest thing now. He doesn't talk the same as everybody else, so he's always going to be an easier target for people who feel bad about themselves to pick on. So that's like a worry about me. But how do you deal with things? How do you deal with things like that? Does it ever happen to you now? Because you're like a megastar now. So
yeah, well, it does happen, but I think you give it the credence it deserves, which is none. And I'm quite fortunate where through work and circumstance, I know the appropriate recourses, be they legal or social, on what the steps I need to take are or don't need to take are. But also I give the opinions of strangers zero importance or significance in my life. I don't care what Funky Badger 38 on Twitter thinks or has to say about me. And if you want to give me, and there's a huge difference between bullying, and I hate the term bullying, let's call it what it is, abuse, and kind of criticism. Because I have, much like anyone, I have opinions that I can justify. And if you don't like my opinions, rock and roll, feel free to tell me. But don't make my disability part of that criticism when it's irrelevant to that criticism.
Don't go straight for that. Don't go for that, because if you've got a difference of opinion, you've got a difference of opinion. Have a conversation about it. Don't start attacking.
My disability has nothing to do with my opinions on what rappers choose to say in their music.
Yeah.
Or about Arsenal's appalling backline in the Premiership. It is bloody awful. Sort it out.
So are you an Arsenal fan then, Adam? Yeah.
No, I'm a Palace fan. I'm a Crystal Palace fan.
Oh, Palace fan. Did a good result last night?
I know, and they're my local team.
Are they your local team?
I think it's decent football etiquette to support your local team.
Correct.
There's that really old joke, isn't there? How to confuse a Manchester United fan? Show them a map of Manchester.
That is good. It's probably alienated about 50% of our listenership there, though, Adam.
Well, support your local team. Yeah, support your local team. Get over it.
That's our local team, isn't it? Shaun, Manchester City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been a City fan since I was 5. Since about 1987 we've been going.
You were there in the dark times. You were there when it
Oh, real
sucked.
dark, yeah. I wish I was born when Shaun was born, 2005. He had like 3 years where he doesn't remember, where we weren't very good. And then 2008, boom. As soon as he started coming, billions of pounds spent, Adebayor, Robinho. They were like in the first team you ever saw, weren't they, Shaun?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I've got his tiny little City shirt on the wall. That's his first one he ever worn. Named him after Shaun
Nice.
Goater. So Shaun Goater autographed it. So it's framed with his birth certificate. That Shaun Goater
Nice.
also autographed.
Very good.
So you obviously you don't let any your disability hold you back. How did you establish the mentality to just keep pushing everything, just to keep on going and not letting it hold you down? When I heard you say, you know, you could sit at home and annoy the dog with Dido.
Yeah. I should probably point out I have no problems with Dido's music, like now and again.
It's all right.
But some of it is just a little bit kind of micro lasagna for one.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it?
Yeah, it would annoy the
But
dog if you had
no,
it on
so
every day.
I have no problem with Dido. I don't want the Dido stands online coming after me because I've only just finished dealing with the Sia fans. So yeah. But I think you learn to develop that mentality by getting it wrong, but also going through the fire a little
Yeah.
bit. I think when you go through experiences like bullying, you do build up a resilience and a thick skin and learn to deal with it. And I think that's what hardship teaches you, is how to deal with the world when things go wrong. And if you've never been challenged, then when things do go wrong when you're older, you'll have no idea what to do or how to
Yeah.
handle it. So I think those bad experiences or those challenges in the long run do people the world of good, the absolute
Yeah.
world of good.
Perfect. So I'm saying that if you could say one thing to kids that are struggling with disabilities in either mainstream school or special provision schools, what would that be?
Other people's ignorance to your disability is not and will never be and should never be your problem. And it's not your job to break down inequality that you didn't create.
Perfect. Didn't even have time to get a swig of me brew then. You were well on it. That is actually perfect. I never know how to say it to Shaun. I know I'm not the most articulate person. So I know kids are going to be nasty to him. But that's why I don't let him have social media, because he doesn't write full sentences and it just makes him an easy target. And then I know if he's getting any crap at school, if he comes home and he's got social media, he can't escape it. But now I know he can come in the house and he's got a safe place there if anything bad was happening that he doesn't want to tell me about.
Yeah, well, social media is quite weird anyway, and how inescapable it is. But also, I think we've gotten communication's become so easy now that we've forgotten how to communicate in a long form style, like we're doing now. Those soft skills that people used to have of reading people's body language, their tone, reading the room. None of that happens on social media due to the digital platform, but also the instantaneous nature by which it happens. You write something, you send it without thinking, and you don't see the impact that has on the person you're sending it to.
Yeah.
When we were young, if you wanted to say something mean to someone, if you wanted to be a bit of a dick, you had to physically find them and say it to their face, and then watch their soul die behind their eyes. And you felt this old-fashioned emotion that we used to call it guilt or remorse. Whereas online, you write it, you send it, and you feel good. You feel powerful. You're like, yes, same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world, and
definitely.
it's this weird power dynamic that shouldn't exist. And again, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom
of
from
consequences.
consequence.
Yeah.
And if you want to say something to me, rock and roll, but say it in person. Don't hide behind an avatar or a fake name. Step up, show me who you are, and sign your damn name at the bottom of your correspondence.
Yeah, that's it. So we tried it, social media. He wasn't using it correctly anyway, so I took him off it. And I don't know. I don't think you should go on it, but he thinks I'm nasty, don't you, Shaun, for not letting you have like
Yeah.
Twitter and Instagram and things like that. But what would you do on it?
You're not missing much,
But
mate.
There's nothing on
You're
there.
not
There's
missing
nothing.
much. It's
No.
utter bullcrap. It's just it's angry people shouting at each other.
Yeah, Twitter's the worst for it.
All it is. Oh, Twitter's just like a quagmire of angry humanity. It
It's the Wild
really
West.
is.
And I think YouTube comments as well on people. I mean, I listen to Joe Rogan a lot, and he says, nobody should ever read the comments on YouTube because it is just people shouting at themselves through a keyboard. That's it.
It's so funny. But then people think they don't read it. And I often read my YouTube comments because I'm a trained stand-up comedian who's got no problem putting people in their place. So someone commented on one of my videos, "Oh, imagine seeing him down a dark alley." And I was like, well, then that's not a dark alley. That's a well-lit alley with a disabled guy in it, you idiot.
Yeah.
And then you get this reply going, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. My cousin had my phone and he wrote down, your cousin had your phone. And again, it's this whole consequences and welcome to the real world.
You shouldn't respond to him.
Oh, I'm that tech savvy. I can find their real name and where they are really, really quickly. I know enough about tech to hunt people down.
You should do the new Taken film starring Adam Pearson.
But the only problem with that is I don't have any skills.
Well, you've got a special set of skills where you can find somebody. Just when you find it, you won't be able to chop the feet off and stuff.
Yeah, but outside of that, I'll be able to find you. And when I find you, I'll be really angry at you. I won't do anything.
We'll have intelligent conversation.
So that's beyond a lot of people on, particularly trolls. They just don't do smart conversation.
Just kids. Most of them are just kids or really upset adults that life hasn't gone their way, and it means they can say what they want, and they get taught at a very early age that they get attention if they act out.
But then I feel really bad for them in a way. I just want to give them a hug and tell them it's all going to be all right and help them, whatever they're working through, just help them get through it. Because it takes a certain kind of person to be nasty to a stranger for saying something that they don't agree with. If what I was saying was abhorrent, then I'd understand. If I was denying climate change and you called me an idiot, I'd be like, good point, well made.
Yeah. I've not heard you say anything that needs arguing with, to be honest. All the things I've seen you say on Twitter, on all the things I've watched on YouTube, you don't really see what have you got to argue about? You're not saying anything mega controversial, are you?
No, I'm not unreasonable or unkind. And sometimes I'll go for a little bit of sarcasm or satire on Twitter that gets taken wildly out of context because no one reads in full conversations anymore. We read in headlines and subthreads. And also the idea of tone and pitch gets lost as well. And so those times things can get a little bit out of hand. But again, I don't care. I'm not a fan of what strangers think.
Yeah, that's probably, so. Is that what you would say to the people that are determined to drag kids down like Shaun, or people with disabilities like yourself, and they're determined to drag them down to their level? What was that the one thing you'd say to them? You just don't care what they say, or do you have something?
Well, I don't care, and kind of get over yourself a little bit. I don't, your parents might not have told you this, but I'll happily tell you this. In the grand scheme of things, your opinion doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah, it doesn't. Other people's, the only opinions that matter to me are Shaun's, my mum's, then my family's, my girlfriend's. Really, that's it.
No, yeah, completely. If my mum says you're being a dickhead, wind it in. I'll wind it in. But if someone I don't know says it, I'll be like, legitimately, who are you again? And just looking around the room for the Fs I give. Oh, still none. Amazing.
That's it. Are you learning there, Shaun? How to, if people are mean to you, just tell them.
Yeah.
Grow up. Grow up. What you got to say in it, Shaun?
Yeah.
You're very shy today. So,
Oh.
having said all that, and I've heard you say, like, you don't want to sit at home, mithering with the dog and listening to melancholic music all the time. Does it ever get you down? And do you ever just, and if it does, how do you turn it around? And do you ever have days where you think, I'm not doing it, I can't, this is it now, Dido's going on, the dog's going to get offended, and we're sitting here all day?
We all have good days and bad days, don't we?
Correct.
I think that's just part of us learning to embrace our humanity a little bit. And the idea is that you, in order to be a good advocate or a good campaigner or successful in that area, you need to wake up every day, say, Alexa, play Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves, and dance around the room in your underpants feeling fabulous. Sometimes it's okay just to have a down day.
Yeah.
And just I think it's important to also acknowledge that you're having a down day and feel the weight of those emotions. And I think everyone's allowed one good cry about anything before you park it and move on. And yeah, I have days where I'm like, not doing it today, just literally going to watch DuckTales all day or play computer games all day, and not do this ridiculous thing that for some reason people pay me for. And yeah, it's okay to have a day off and just do nothing and recalibrate, restabilize, and find yourself again. I think very often when you do a campaign and you can want to fix the world and fix everything, that you forget to take care of yourself and to give yourself a little bit of that love that you try and instill in other people. So yeah, once a week I have like an Adam day where I'll just watch utter garbage on the telly or play computer games, or after lockdown hang out with my best friend and go and get coffee and go for a walk and just do nonsense, just literally do nothing for a day.
That's cool. Then. So how has the COVID lockdown been treating you? Has it been crappy, or you've been getting through it all right? I know it's a bit crappy for everyone.
Well, the first one, I was like, amazing. We can't see people. People are rubbish. This is great. Yes, and then the second one, I was like, I miss the pub a little bit. There's a few people I'm starting to miss. And then this third one, I'm just utterly bored now. Just bored out of my mind. I've completed Netflix. That's how bored I've gotten.
Yeah, we're in Manchester. We've never really come out of. We've got out for a few weeks, and then everything was closed down again. So we've been like locked up since March. But because of my job, I have to go work every day, so it's not really been any different to me. It's just the pub's closed, can't go to the match, and the gyms are shut. So I just go work, come home. But you said the other day, didn't you, Shaun? For the first time, you said, I missed the match. I missed going to the football. Shaun?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said, yeah. So,
and what do you miss about the football, Shaun? What is it specifically you miss?
When it play shootouts in finals, that atmosphere in the finals.
Oh, the atmosphere is what you miss.
In Palace, the fans are loud all day.
Oh yeah, we go for it at Southwest Park. There's this real camaraderie, this real atmosphere, and then people either celebrate together or not celebrate together, and then afterwards people just all go to like the pub or whatever, and just chat. And yeah, I miss that kind of collective consciousness and just that community, because that's what it is. It's a community, isn't it?
Yeah, I've travelled. Yeah, we go away and everything, don't we, Shaun? So we've travelled all over the country. I've travelled all over Europe with my mates, who I don't see outside of football really. So at the minute, I've barely seen him. We text, but we haven't seen each other for a year now since we was last at City's ground. Well, it's been a bit boring, but I have to just get on. Hopefully next season we're back in full effect.
Nice. I'm hoping to get once lockdown comes. I'm hoping to get back out there, do a few football games, do a few like local independent wrestling shows. I've got a few of the NXT UK guys are mates of mine now, so hopefully I'm
that's
gonna
good.
go down to the London Performance Centre and check it out.
Yeah, because they have that new PC, don't they, in London? And did they record NXT UK at BT Studios where they do the boxing?
Yeah, that's NXT UK.
Yeah.
Constant now. That whole show is produced remotely by Shaun Michaels.
Is it?
Yeah. He's head of creative for NXT UK.
Perfect. This is more little Shaun's wheelhouse, isn't it, Shaun? Because tell Adam how much wrestling you watch every week.
I watch AEW.
Go on, keep going.
NXT and WWE.
That's not it though, is it? What else do you watch on YouTube?
WCPW.
Never heard of it. And then you watch New Japan.
Yeah. Oh, New Japan's amazing.
He watches everything. It's all on YouTube. And there was another one. Did you watch that NWO Power or something that had Wade Barrett on it at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's just...
Oh, yes. NWA with
was it?
Nick Aldis is on it now.
I think so, yeah. And Impact. You watch Impact as well, don't you, Shaun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just so much. I struggle keeping up with the 3 hours of Raw and the 2 hours of SmackDown, and then he's like, "Oh, I've already watched NXT, Dad, and I've watched NXT UK, and that must be what you're doing in your bedroom."
There's so much of it. Like I through kind of things like Mastermind and the Wrestle Talk guys, and just being a presence online in the internet wrestling community, I developed friendships with guys like Shaun Ross Sapp, Stephen Larson, Wrestle Talk, Dave Meltzer. And all they do is like watch wrestling. Like outside of that, they don't really follow anything else. There's just so much. Like Meltzer does 70,000 words a week about wrestling.
Because he writes, doesn't he, and all that.
Yeah, he does the Wrestling Observer newsletter.
Couldn't do it. It's just too much. But Shaun loves it, and he goes upstairs and he'll say, "I'm just going to go and watch telly in your room," and you can hear him bouncing around and like, "Show him what you're doing." "Oh, just wrestling. Wrestling, just myself." Don't you, Shaun?
Such a good, so much fun.
Yeah, every time I've watched NXT. Go on.
Shaun, who's your favourite wrestler ever?
AJ Styles.
Correct answer, my man. He's so good.
Yeah, we went to you saw AJ Styles when you were little, didn't you? When we went to TNA in Manchester.
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously, I know they say it's family entertainment, the wrestling, but when WWE comes, it's not cheap to go and see for a decent ticket, is it? So we have seen the recording of SmackDown, but we've only ever just that once we've been, haven't we, Shaun, to watch WWE?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a long shot, but their head of PR in the UK is a good friend of mine. So next time I'm with him, I'll see what I can do.
We can afford it now. It's just they've not been back this year. It's just when they got. I didn't realize they'd sell the tickets so quickly either. So whenever it comes, and I think, oh, Raw's in Manchester, you look, they want like MEN Arena right on the top tier, and then they're like £60 each, and I'm like, 60 quid each to sit right at the back. I'd rather watch it on the telly, thanks.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And when we went to watch SmackDown, we won tickets off the radio. We just went and watched SmackDown, and so I was already £120 up as far as I was concerned. So we had a decent night because he could spend that money on the concession stands, and he bought a Sin Cara mask for 50 quid. The woman was like, "Do you want this one for 50?" And I'm like, "No, he wants this one, thanks, love."
Was that the Manchester show where AJ won the title?
No, we watched that in Liverpool. The TNA one.
No, the WWE one. AJ.
Oh no, we didn't see that one. Yeah, no, we didn't see that one. We saw it was Mark Henry was in it, wasn't it, Shaun, at SmackDown when we watched SmackDown. It was recorded in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't been to Manchester to watch the WWE. Only to watch TNA. But we went every year, didn't we? Because it was always around your birthday. So we went. Yeah. That was his birthday present. We went there and we saw loads of good stars. Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, Shaun's favorite. The Hardy Boys. I saw the Hardy Boys wrestle together as the Hardy Boys when we were there. I was amazed because they were my favorites as a kid.
Yeah, mine too. I remember the Raw. They first won the tag titles. They were paired up with Michael Hayes, and they got this like upset victory over the Acolytes, and the crowd lost their mind.
They're exciting, aren't they? The Hardy Boys. I still love watching Jeff Hardy wrestle now.
Matt Hardy in AEW.
Yes, mate.
I went back recently and watched one of the really old Royal Rumbles, the one from the year 2000 that had the first tables match with the Dudleys and the Hardys.
Yeah.
And it's insane. Just, they move. If you think they're quick now, they move so quickly. Back in 2000.
Yeah, all them ladder matches that they had when they could just fly up the ladders. There was none of this, I'm going to be turned, and they would up and down, jumping off and on. Yeah, I love it. We don't go back and watch the old, well, Shaun probably does, don't you, Shaun, when you watch old wrestling and stuff? But, he knew who the Bushwhackers were the other day. There was someone on the telly, and he said, he looks like one of them guys that does this. Yeah, I was like, the Bushwhackers. So God knows how he knows who the Bushwhackers are.
Off that Ruthless Address doing.
Oh, off the Ruthless Aggression documentary?
Yeah.
On the network, yeah. Like I say, he watches it all. So what did you think of Elimination Chamber anyway?
I genuinely liked it. I thought
I did.
The opening chamber match was amazing.
Did it?
I was really upset Cesaro didn't win, but Daniel Bryan, I'll take it. We got the hope spot where Bryan got the bell lock on Roman, but then Roman just beat him up. Then Edge came out, made his decision, so we're getting Edge Roman at Mania, which is going to be great.
It's going to be a great match, but I was kind of hoping for a proper Edge, Randy Orton for the title, like we should have had last year. And I thought that was going to continue, but that's obviously not going to continue now.
No, we're getting Orton Fiend, aren't we? In some way,
so. That's
some
what
way,
Shaun
shape,
keeps
or
thinking.
form. And but how good does Bobby Lashley look now? He lost the US title, and I went, oh no. But then by the end of the evening, I was like, oh yes,
yeah, I love Bobby Lashley. He gets a bit of an hard time, I think, sometimes. He's not the best talker, but he's an absolute stud. The guy can move. He's built like a brick shithouse, and he's the full package. Really, if he could talk, he'd be the full package. But he's a beast, and he could genuinely hurt you. And that's what a lot of them miss. We all know Bobby Lashley, if he got mad at you, would snap you in two.
Oh, yeah. And when he first came in, he was booked awfully. That whole Bobby Lashley sisters thing with Sami Zayn.
Terrible.
Now they put him with MVP, and he's going great guns.
Yeah.
And I watched the internet collectively lose its mind when The Miz won the title. I was like, oh, you don't like The Miz as champion? Guess what? That's the point.
Yeah.
He would lose it next Monday.
Oh, do you think so, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I reckon he might sneak out a victory.
That's what I said. We had this conversation. Yeah, that's what I said before.
This would have come out.
But then they'll get disqualified, Shaun. That's the thing. I think it'll go. I think The Miz will take it to WrestleMania.
And then Bobby Lashley beat him there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't see him pushing Bobby Lashley to a champion yet.
They are.
I think Lashley gets it at Fastlane, and then we get Lashley, McIntyre, Miz, and Keith Lee in a four-way at WrestleMania, and Drew gets it back in front of fans.
Yeah, because that's what I said the other day. Like I didn't see Drew losing it because he never got that at Mania. So I thought they'd have him back at Mania where he could lift the title in front of the fans.
Yeah, because if you watch the documentary about Drew McIntyre winning the Rumble and then finding out there were no fans at WrestleMania, it's a gut wrencher, isn't it? It's utterly heartbreaking.
Yeah, it must be terrible
guy.
because that's like the biggest one. That's like their FA Cup final.
But also he'd been on like such a journey. He'd come in, it hadn't worked out for him. He'd left, he'd gone away, gotten jacked, done really well as Drew Galloway
Yeah.
in Impact, and then come back and just worked his way up. And let's bear in mind, everything was against him getting to the top. When you come in and are paired with Dolph Ziggler straight away, that's normally the kiss of death.
Yeah. Before that was with 3MB, wasn't he, before you left originally?
Oh, I know. Oh, 3MB. 2 out of 3 of them are now former WWE champions.
I know, and the best one isn't. Heath Slater is the best.
He's got kids, man.
I know, I loved Heath. It would have been good just for him to get it, but he's got released now, hasn't he, I think?
He went to the big shows.
Went to what, mate? Oh, did he go to Impact? Did
he? Yeah.
He in a rivalship with Brian Myers.
Brian Reynolds?
Lost Kurt Hawkins.
Oh, right.
He in a rivalship with him in Impact.
Oh, right.
Who lost loads in matches in WWE.
Oh, right, yeah, who used to be with, like, Ziggler, not Ziggler,
Ryder.
Long Island IZ, was that Ryder, yeah. Yeah, all right. I didn't know all that, Shaun, so...
Yeah, he came out. I think he was also... Or was that someone else? No, he hasn't been. I thought he might have been in AEW at one point. No, but no, he certainly turned up in Impact unannounced.
Yeah, Zack Ryder's done for a bit of both, hasn't he?
Yeah, because loads of guys' contracts ran out at around the same time.
Yeah.
And so there was all this speculation as to who was turning up.
I think AJ leave. I think AJ go with his brothers back in AEW. Bullet Club taking over.
Oh, the forbidden door is open. Yes, the Good Brothers. I think AJ is going to retire in WWE.
Yeah, I do.
Think he's just too. I think he's too good for them to let go, and I think they'll just throw money at him to make him stay.
He's amazing. He's an amazing wrestler, amazing talker, and I don't even know what that guy behind him does at the minute. But even he's quality.
Omos is amazing. Yeah. On Raw they hinted at a tag title run, so I think we're getting AJ and Omos versus the Hurt Business at some point.
That'll be good. Mania or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurt Business will sneak a win out there. They won't let Hurt Business lose them titles.
I can't wait to see them all come out in suits, all with a belt, and then just MVP just stood next to him, just giving it the big one.
I've sort of booked this in my head where they all come out with belts and say that they're the best faction in the history of WWE. Night after WrestleMania, they all come out with belts saying, "Yeah, we're the best faction in WWE." Then out of nowhere, you just hear the words "shock the system," and out come the Undisputed Era.
No, they're broke up now.
Oh, they'll get back together.
Yeah.
They have Finn Balor. All of them now.
Shaun's in love with them, aren't you, Shaun?
Finn Balor's my favourite.
Is he? The Undisputed. You're always doing that finger thing that they do.
What,
the U and the E thing, yeah, that he does that all the time. He's always doing it.
No, Adam Cole fighting Finn Balor. Takeover.
Yeah, that's happening.
Made.
So, Shaun.
That match is going to be just brutal.
Yeah, I love Finn Balor as well.
Banner versus O'Reilly, the first time, was like just super stiff.
Yeah. What happened after the Miz, Shaun? Not after the Miz. After the other night, Elimination Chamber. After Edge, what was next on the thing then?
It's finished. Oh yeah.
It didn't finish then, did it?
Drew McIntyre defend his title.
In the next one, in the next. Did you? I thought that was a good chamber match as well.
Styles came out early.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was really clever, actually.
yeah. The way they ripped the back of the cell off, and then because they'd all been RKO'd, hadn't they? And they was ready to go.
Yeah,
Thought he could get
and
round
then
and pin him.
Styles comes in and tries to. He's such a good heel. I love
Yeah,
AJ Styles as a heel. Just
it's
everything, just the
tremendous.
way he moves, the way he talks, even his soccer mom haircut annoys me when he's a heel. And so good. And if you look at his like old TNA work and his promo game, nothing. I don't know where he learned to talk, but I'm glad he
Yeah.
has.
Yeah. It's perfect. He's happy. Yeah, he is amazing. Then what was it, Shaun? Because that was that I thought that match had a bit of everything. The old
And
Sheamus,
the Miz cashed it in.
and then the Miz cashed in. Yeah, but we had the Sheamus and Drew McIntyre coming together that we should have had one-on-one, which I think we'll get at some point. There's loads of storylines intertwined in there. I love it.
I think it was Priest versus Miz at WrestleMania there.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Bad Bully having beef with him.
Oh yeah.
I think we're getting Miz and Morrison versus Priest and Bad Bunny. I know for a fact Bad Bunny's been at the Performance Center training.
He does all right, doesn't he? I mean, he gets a load of hate on my Facebook and that. There's people when he was at the Royal Rumble, and people, my mates were like, "What? Who is this guy? And why is he rapping?" I was like, "Because he's massive in America." I've never heard of him. I said, "Because you're 40 and you don't listen to rap music, and you definitely don't listen to Spanish rap music." But in America, he's huge. He brought New York City to a standstill. Well, it was already at a standstill, and he rented a bus and went around rapping on the top of a bus, and everyone came out to watch him. The guy's a massive star.
Everyone Undertaker feeling fire each other. That be killing each other.
Taker Fiend would be interesting. Absolutely. Because we had Taker Bray Wyatt a few years ago at WrestleMania, but the Fiend's a completely different character. Completely different.
I think he's done now, fully the Undertaker, isn't he? Don't think he's ever coming back now.
The Fiend won't return. No way.
Never?
Never.
I reckon he will. I reckon he's gonna really mess up Orton.
Yeah, the way Alexa Bliss has been, and like this week on Raw, when there was another together, I think he's definitely knocking about, and he's going to come out and he's going to probably be super hench. That's what they do now, isn't it? They all go away and then they come back with muscles on muscles.
He was burnt as a crisp.
Randy
Orton would have messed him up. Randy Orton would have messed him up more. Fastly.
We'll see. We'll see, Shaun. I reckon you might be right.
I dare, but I think the
casket match.
Casket match.
Randy Orton.
Where did you go from a burnt alive match to that? Should be the payoff. There shouldn't be any more together, but they're still there, aren't they?
I don't know. Maybe buried alive. That's always a good gimmick.
It is, yeah. And,
what about Richie Trey need to get title shot soon. He been in that show for ages, Richie Trey.
Ricochet, mate, yeah.
Been there ages.
How did you mess up Ricochet? Seriously, the guy's amazing.
I know. Well, they messed up.
Riddle versus Richie Trey. Be brutal, that fight.
You're a big high flyer fan, aren't you, Shaun?
I adore Ricochet. All I want to do now is watch Ricochet fight Matt Riddle. That's all I want now. And maybe throw Aleister Black in for good measure.
I love Aleister Black, but I don't know where he's gone.
Well, there's issues with his wife, isn't there? Zelina Vega.
Oh, is that his wife?
Yeah. And she got unceremoniously fired.
Flirted out because she wanted to be on Cameo.
Yeah, and it's this old creative has nothing for you kind
Yeah,
of thing.
I don't get
But
it.
his contract's up in April.
Right, so we're probably gonna shoot off somewhere else.
AEW.
He'll, I wanted to go to AEW, and I want his first feud to be with Hangman Adam Page. That'd be amazing.
Think.
So do you watch AEW and stuff like that, Adam, as well? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm much like Shaun, where I try and watch almost everything.
I'm just WWE, and like I said, I don't have time for NXT. But when I watch NXT, I think I don't know why I don't watch this one. This is the best show.
NXT is amazing. As is Dynamite. AEW Dark is very good. That's on tonight on YouTube, but it clashes with Impact. So decisions. Then you got New Japan, NWA Power, Ring of Honor is still vastly underrated.
Yeah.
And it's gone through a few changes recently with the whole Marty Scurll speaking out kind of thing that's been going on. But yeah, I love it. It's so much fun, and enjoy it. A lot of the time, people overanalyze it, and when it isn't booked how they would book it, people get really pissy and annoyed. And like, just enjoy it. Just sit down and enjoy it. Just shout at Marvel films when they don't go the way you want them. No, just stop shouting at wrestling, you fully grown child.
Yeah, and it goes normally all the time when it goes like, especially in WWE, it goes one way, and then it people are like, that's not how we wanted it to go. It normally always comes back to the way it should have gone anyway, and you think in the end, you think, oh, they were right to do it that way.
Yeah, totally.
I like the new Seth Rollins. Since Becky had that baby, he'd be something else in WWE.
Oh, the Messiah, you mean, Shaun? Or
Yeah.
yeah,
Seth has always been good. Even his like indie stuff as what was his indie name? He used to be called Tyler Black in
right.
Ring of Honor. And even his Ring of Honor stuff is amazing. Like Shaun, go on YouTube and look at his early stuff when he was called Tyler Black.
Okay. I'll do it after the show.
Yeah, guys, to check out Tyler Black. Kevin Owens used to be called Kevin Steen, and he's had some amazing ladder matches with Sami Zayn, who used to be called El Generico. So anything with Sami Zayn and El Generico and Kevin Steen is brutal.
The be
I
brutal in
never knew that.
WWE. The be brutal. Sami Zayn and Kevin only be brutal in WWE anyway.
Oh, but Ring of Honor, they took it to a different level of ouch.
Yeah, they get more leeway, don't they, in the brutality, I think, on the indies and stuff like that. Whereas it's have to be a bit toned down in WWE these days, don't they?
Will Ospreay.
No.
I want him to come to WWE. He's something else.
Will is amazing. I was at the Inside the Rope show with Kenny McIntosh when they were interviewing Paul Heyman, and he offered Will Ospreay a contract at Progress there and then to start training with WWE.
Yeah.
And it's still very much an open offer. So anytime Will Ospreay wants to join WWE, the door is very much open to him.
Yeah, Shaun's always telling me how good he is, but I've never seen him wrestle, so I can't. I have Shaun just always saying Will Ospreay, Will Ospreay, Will Ospreay.
He's probably one of my favorite British wrestlers. It's either him or I'm a huge fan of Zack Sabre Jr.
Do you know him, Shaun?
No.
No.
They have a fight, Will Ospreay and him before. Will Ospreay took it to the new level against him.
Oh, that was a really good match. There's also the old. It's a few years old now, but Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. It's just so much flippy stuff. Like,
I think when Will Ospreay come in, I think they'll do them too as a tag team.
oh, that'd be good. That'd be
Yeah, they
very
need to do
good.
something with Ricochet because, like you said before, they've got it badly. I would have got it so wrong with him, and he's just become like a mid-carder when he's a star. He's a genuine star.
Yeah, and his NXT stuff is amazing. His match with
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano and his match with Adam Cole are both stunning.
Yeah. Adam, you're running out of light there, mate. Can you see all right?
Am I? Yeah. Let me whack a light on. Oh, bang! There we go.
I know you're a busy man. I thought you were using the light thing as a get out of jail card where I can just get rid of these two. Get rid of these two idiots off me Zoom.
Not
get
at
back
all,
to me, Swiss roll.
No,
It's all right.
I can make time up on the Swiss roll front.
We won't keep you much longer. We've not had our tea yet either. So we had the second chamber match, and then what was on, Shaun? The Miz then, wasn't it? The Miz cashed in.
Yeah.
And we've already discussed the Miz cashing in. That was amazing. And is Lacey Evans actually pregnant? Because we didn't watch the kickoff show. Was the Asuka title match on the kickoff show?
No, Lacey Evans is actually for real pregnant.
Right.
So the kickoff show was a fatal four-way to get into the United States title match because Keith Lee's legitimately injured.
Yeah.
So
I'd pick Keith Lee to win that match.
I love Keith Lee so much.
Yeah, I think he's amazing. He moves so well. I mean, predictions. Yeah, I had Keith Lee and you had Lashley to win it, didn't you, Shaun?
Yeah, I thought Lashley would do it.
And then we Riddle won it, and I was buzzing because I think Riddle's quality as well.
Love Matt Riddle.
Yeah, he's amazing. And I'm surprised WWE let him get away with that tattoo though. I thought they might make him cover that up somehow.
I don't know how they can at that point. It's like when AJ Styles came. Well, when AJ Styles came in, they were like, "Oh, you might need to change your name," and he's like, "Well, that's fair enough, but just be aware, I've got a massive AJ tattoo on my ribs."
Yeah. Yeah, and like everyone knew him as AJ Styles. Anyway, I was surprised that they allowed him to keep his name, because even Bobby Roode, he made change from Bobby Roode to Robert Roode, didn't he? Or was it Robert Roode to Bobby Roode, whatever it was?
Robert to Bobby. He was Robert Roode in TNA.
TNA with Lance Storm.
Oh yeah, Team
Bare money there. Yeah, bare money then, weren't they, Shaun?
Yeah.
Bare money was James Storm.
James Storm, sorry, yeah.
Right.
And he never made it in WWE.
Why are you calling Lance that?
That's another wrestler, isn't it, I think?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I get confused, Shaun. It's just too much for me to remember.
There's a lot of wrestlers, Shaun, and they all blur into one when you get to our age.
That's it, yeah.
I watched
I'm the oldest.
versus Dolph Ziggler. Super Kit versus Super Kits.
That'd be good.
Shawn Michaels is my favorite ever wrestler.
Shawn Michaels to pass the torch to Dolph.
I don't know why, as a child, Shawn Michaels was my favorite, but when I look at it now, I think, how was this guy my favorite? But he's just amazing.
Yeah. Those matches with The Undertaker are amazing.
Yeah. But I'm talking Shawn Michaels with Love Art pants on.
Kind of WrestleMania 14. Shawn Michaels.
Always. And when he did the zip line down, was that for the Iron Man match against Bret Hart? Everything, all that. Love all of it.
He has a flair for the theatrical, doesn't he? The Heartbreak.
Yes. Yeah, he's perfect. And he even sings his own theme tune.
That's the best tag team. No, the Shield. The Shield took it to the new level when they came in.
They did?
The Shield. They are probably one of the best factions WWE have made in like about a decade.
Yeah, I love that. They were great. They were great. And but I think now Roman Reigns is even better now than he was then. I think he's the 100% full package now, and I don't know why he gets so much hate. Why people seem to think he's being pushed and out, and it's not justified when it clearly is justified. He's the best star they've got.
Jay also the best now. One of the best SmackDown fighters.
His singles run's been really good. Because when
Yeah,
they first pushed him with the singles run, I was like, oh, really? Really? We're doing this? And then they had that amazing I Quit match at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then there's that, and they kept putting it over on commentary going, if Roman Reigns can do this to his family, what's he going to do to someone he doesn't know and doesn't like?
Yeah, the whole I love you and all the way they do that all the time, and he's like, you know, he's going to kick his head in any minute, and he says, "I love you," and then I just think it's.
I like what Jimmy did. Sat at the head of the table, say, "And Jimmy, Jay White, hi you." Before that I Trick match.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, I'm doing this because I care.
Yeah.
Whereas, I really want him to just crush Edge at WrestleMania, just to make the point.
I think it will. That's what will happen. I think he will crush Edge. And I think it's always going to go to a maybe next WrestleMania, Roman Reigns versus The Rock.
Roman Rock would be quite good.
You could have a full Samoan card, couldn't you? You could have like Roman Rock and maybe Jimmy and Jay going against each other, and that could be your main and co-main event. And you have Nia Jax doing something with someone else, and it could just be like their whole family.
Yeah, the good old Anoa'i family. I have this, like, I find Nia Jax hilarious. I think she's really good at getting heat, and the whole my whole thing.
Yeah.
I didn't I just die laughing.
Yeah, that was good. That.
Oh.
They've got it. I think they've got it wrong with her as well. I don't know. I think she's got too much of a pretty face to be a baddie.
But they don't know how to book big wrestlers. They just don't understand how to do it. Like it's well known that Vince McMahon doesn't get Keith Lee because he's a big guy, but he moves like a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't compute.
Yeah. It's all very strict. Like she genuinely can be good if she stops. Well, the way you read it, that she injures people in the ring or whatever. But she's good at what she does. But she, like I say, she doesn't have the right facial expressions to be a baddie. I don't think to be that heel. Like Shayna Baszler, she's got it all day long. A heel, just push her to the moon. She doesn't smile ever. Whereas I think Nia Jax is a bit. She does a smirk, but it looks like a smile. If that makes any sense.
No, totally. And I'm not going to say anything bad about Shayna Baszler, mainly out of fear. I used to watch her in MMA. She's great. I got no problems with her. Shayna Baszler is the best thing to ever happen to wrestling. Please don't kill me, Shayna. Please don't kill me.
I think she's top, mate. But they failed after last year's Elimination Chamber to push her out. She went from killing everybody to barely starring in anything, and you just think, how's that happened?
She lost to Becky Lynch to that stupid roll-up. I'm like, just murder the woman.
Yeah.
Like,
but she'd be good. That single star, I assume they're going to break them up at some point, and they'll probably go against each other again. But I do think that she'll be amazing. Single star if they push her right.
No, same. Absolute same.
Maybe they're waiting for some kind of Ronda Rousey to come back.
Well, her versus Rhea Ripley would tear the house down.
It would. Shaun, what do you think? Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler?
Yeah.
Should we tweet WWE and tell them?
No. They won't do
the
it.
Brain Trust have been in operation tonight, and this is what we've decided.
Vince won't let that happen.
Not yet. No, I think it's harder for WWE now because a lot of the stars don't want to move from NXT to the main card, do they? Because it's better.
Finn Balor
I
went down. He
Yeah,
said,
but it's not like
I'm not,
up and
Finn Balor said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going back down to NXT and take over there.
yeah. It's not like up and down anymore, though, is it? It's like more of a cross.
yeah.
The genuine third
No,
brand now.
there's a couple of wrestlers who I'm friends with in NXT who just said if I they're like, yeah, if they call me up, I'm not going.
Yeah,
It's like, and what will happen? It's like I'll get fired. And what will you do then? Go to AEW? Like they just know how it
Yeah.
works now.
yeah. Well, AEW has provided like competition that they've never had since WCW. There is a viable
Yeah.
alternative, really, for the wrestlers now, isn't there?
Yeah, completely. To go and get used properly.
Yeah.
Sammy Guevara will come up. He will come to WWE soon.
Do you think, mate?
After he said, I'm going, I don't want to be in Danger Circle anymore.
His contract is coming up. Or everyone's contract's coming up because it's getting to that 3 year mark. But just imagine if I don't trust WWE to call up people. Just imagine how much they ruin Johnny Gargano if they called him up.
Yeah. I mean, they've done it with Keith Lee. I mean, why changes? They changed his outfit, and I know the music thing, they have to change some of them because of the way it's recorded or whoever records it or something. But they changed his actual outfit and then kind of changed his persona a little bit. And you were like, wait, it was working so well. Just use him the same way.
Yeah, totally. Just give us more of the same.
What they will do to Will Ospreay, he come up, change his name. He will say, I'm not changing my name.
They would ruin his name. They would like, you are now called Will Pigeon. Or something
Yeah.
ridiculous like that.
Yeah. Shaun,
Ospreay say no. Ospreay will say no. I won't keep my name.
And good for him.
Yeah.
I
Shaun,
would do the same.
is Will Ospreay the guy from Essex, Shaun?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I know about him. Shaun does that Swords of Essex thing up around my house all the time.
No, he's an Essex lad.
Yeah. So with you having all these friends in NXT and WWE, can we assume that at some point there will be an Adam Pearson appearance on our screens, WWE?
Well, no, never say never. Like they
Never
say, anything can happen in the WWE. But also, let's manage our expectations a little bit as well.
I thought Omar will push Adam Pearce over one of them monitors after he said, get out.
Oh, on Elimination Chamber, mate.
You going over that barricade now.
Yeah.
And staying there now.
Yeah, I thought Omar was going to break him in half.
Didn't touch him, but he's definitely going to be doing something with Omar, aren't they? Because he's getting more involved now. So
He put
Yeah.
East. I thought AJ will win the Royal Rumble after Omar did the same people for him.
what was that, Shaun?
He kept reaching in and dragging people out, didn't he?
Omar did.
Yes.
When he
What?
pulled out people over the top rope.
Oh, on the Rumble. Yeah. Sorry, mate. Yeah, he did, yeah.
Get your aliens in.
I know I'm trying to think what to say as well as listen. It's hard work for me. I don't function as well as you.
Oh, but no, it's going to be a good WrestleMania, I think, with fans in there. It's just going to be electric. I'm excited.
Yeah. I kind of like the 2-day thing as well. Because it's a
Yeah.
long show.
7 hours is a long, long show.
Yeah. If we can figure...
I like 2 days a lot.
Yeah. If we can figure it out, Shaun, we might try and live stream it, and do like a watch along. Well, not a watch along. We just want to sit and chat, don't we, Shaun, while it's on and stuff. Like an alternative to people that don't want to listen to the commentary. They can listen to us.
Nice.
Chat nonsense. And if we can have people around the house, we can have a few drinks.
I think Andy Cole could repeat Massive CT
No chance.
after their rifles ship with each other.
You've got a vivid imagination, Shaun. We'll give you that, but that's not happening.
It will.
As much as I love you, Shaun, no. Just gonna give that a 1 out of 10 chance in happening.
1 out of 10 chance. So are we all agreed that Elimination Chamber was a decent pay-per-view, no matter what they say anywhere else?
I really enjoyed it.
But
I liked it.
AJ won that title.
It would have been better if AJ won it. I liked that one, and I like the Rumble as well.
The Miz wasn't cashing in Styles winning that. Omar will stop him too.
Yeah. I wasn't fully sold on wrestling at the beginning of lockdown with no fans. But since they moved to the Thunderdome, it's gone up, I think, and the product has got a lot better.
Oh, yeah. Empty arenas are ghastly.
Just that big fan in the middle of the room, I was just like, oh, can't look at that anymore.
Retribution have to get Ricochet in there.
Yes, mate.
If you want an example of how bad it was, go back and watch Mojo Rawley introducing Gronk to the WWE Universe. And then Gronk dancing out, humping the ring post. And even if there had been a crowd there would have been crickets.
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, to be fair,
thinking, and I've been given a heads up that it was bad. Like people were tweeting me that it was bad, but I thought it can't be that bad. And I watched it, and I was like, "Oh my god, what fresh hell is this?"
No, yeah, that wouldn't have even worked with fans. I know why they do it because they want that crossover thing, but stick to the NFL, mate. Pat McAfee's way better at it than you are.
He's amazing. He's better than he has any right to be.
Yeah, definitely. So before we wrap up, because we know you're a busy man, have you got anything else in the pipeline, work-wise? Are you?
Once lockdown lifts, I will more than likely be a very busy man. Yes.
Very busy
Nothing
man.
I can
Good.
talk about in great detail.
That's all right.
But yeah, a few docs and a few films coming up, working on
Nice one.
A podcast pilot, or a couple of podcast pilots actually. The first one drops on Thursday, actually. Episode 1, me and some friends have done a podcast called the Grumpy Gets Podcast. Not my name, just saying. But yeah, talking about kind of disability and manly things and moaning. So
Perfect.
yeah, if you want to hear my 1-star review of Sia's movie, you'll hear it on Thursday.
So and then that anywhere, Spotify or them.
YouTube.
YouTube. Perfect.
It'll be on YouTube, and once you get the RSS feed sorted, it'll be on Spotify. But for now, it's very much a work in progress, and we're all learning while we're doing it.
Yeah, that's how we started really, wasn't it, Shaun? We didn't know anything. Shaun said he wanted to do it. I bought some equipment off Gears for Music, and we set it up in the conservatory. And every week it's a bit of a learning curve, and then we managed to flag you that we were doing what we were doing, and you came on.
Nice. No, you're doing good. You're doing good. I've done worse, so
we're trying our best.
Good stuff. Yeah, even for lockdown, when I started doing the online stuff like podcast and streaming and what have you, I got myself. The first thing I did was get myself like a proper microphone.
Yeah, we didn't do anything until we got the mics, did we, Shaun? But it's just the sound. I knew nothing. I thought I could just speak into these microphones and it'd be all right. And then there was all background sound, and so I've just been on YouTube all the time trying to get rid of this. And then we changed from Adobe to Audacity because people seem to use Audacity more, so I could get more tips off Twitter and things like that.
Yeah, I like Audacity. Really good bit of kit.
Yeah, for free, it's decent, and it's quite simple. So when somebody says, "Oh, you just need to go and take the background sound out," and they can tell you step by step because it's like 3 clicks to do it.
Yeah, effects, background noise, get sound profile, remove sound.
That's it. Yeah, it's perfect. Whereas I think on Adobe it's a bit more high tech, and they try and make it a bit more complicated than it needs to be.
Completely.
And we found out.
You said, if Adobe want to sponsor the podcast, they're more than welcome to.
Oh yeah, if they give me the free suite, well, I'll use it. I mean, we when we're going to do the video for this, my girlfriend, she has the full Adobe suite for her job. So we do the top and tailing and everything that we do with the video. We do that on Adobe Premiere Pro. But I'm not paying for it because I can't. I mean, I'm no good at Adobe Premiere Pro. I'm on the phone to my girlfriend's sister all the time. How do I do this? How do I do that?
Yeah. I'd be the same. I'd be the exact same.
Yeah. So Adam, it's been wonderful to have you on. I'm still amazed that you've come on. Everybody has said to me, don't be nervous, is a truly lovely guy. And yeah, I'm amazed you've come on, and thank you very much. Shaun, you got anything to say, Shaun?
Thanks.
And do you have anything last to say, Adam? Do you want to, tell us anything else where we can, tell everyone starters where they can find you on social media if they don't already know?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Adam_Pearson. Everything goes through Twitter, so that's where you find out all my worldly opinions, happenstances, and random facts about pandas. And yeah, thank you very much for having me on. It's always good to come and talk to like-minded wrestling fans and
Just so we have to do it like this.
And have proper conversations in a world that is sorely lacking them at the moment. So the pleasure was all mine, gentlemen.
Perfect. And if you're ever in Manchester, going to that media city to do your day job, you want to meet up? We're all like friends now, so we'll take you out for a drink and a coffee, a pint, whatever.
Oh yeah, I've got some friends who run some good places in Manchester, so we'll tear it up.
Perfect. Right, Adam, we'll let you go and get your Swiss roll. Thanks very much.
Take care, lads. Have a good one.
Perfect. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Shaun, how good is that?
Good.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Do you think we spoke about too much wrestling too much?
I don't know.
I think it was enough.
We talked about a bit of football too.
We did, yeah. He was really nice, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
How?
So I'm going to stop recording now, mate, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so say bye to everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks for listening, watching, whatever it is you did. Please check out Adam on, like he said, Adam_Pearson on Twitter. His Twitter is amazing, and he's obviously all about equality and everything, and wrestling. So check him out, and thank you, and we will see you again Sunday.